It's not just the big tech social media platforms that foster hatred and encourage violence against conservatives and Trump supporters, or the Operation Mockingbird assets on CNN and MSNBC, like Joy Reid and her merry band of misfits who whip their viewers into a frenzy that have probably incited numerous hate crimes against Trump supporters over the past 7 years. Hollywood also has major hand in demonizing us through their endless propaganda disguised as entertainment, with plot lines that would have caused a national outrage not too long ago in the past, but now are just accepted as the status quo in the New World Order. The CBS legal drama The Good Fight posted a trailer on their official Twitter account showing one of the main characters ranting about how there's free speech in America and called for openly attacking American citizens unprovoked, he said, who engage in speech that social justice warriors perceive as supposedly racist, which of course means pretty much everything these days. To the left, supporting the border wall is considered to be racist, celebrating the 4th of July, white people existing, and so all Trump supporters are Nazis and they want all of us to be silenced, jailed, or dead. The Good Fight clip also referred to then alt-right leader Richard Spencer getting sucker punched while giving an interview in Washington, D.C., and insinuated that anyone wearing a MAGA hat in public should face the same fate. Amazon produced a show for their Prime streaming service titled Hunters, which is about a diverse group of vigilantes led by Al Pacino who go around assassinating people who they think are secret Nazis working in the United States to revive the Third Reich. In one of the trailers posted online, a supposed Nazi could be seen wearing a red baseball cap with some white writing on it, looking almost identical to a Make America Great Again hat, which of course was by design. The series probably incited several vigilantes to attack supposed Nazis, meaning ordinary Trump supporters, and since the left thinks that free speech is hate speech and hate speech is violence, they justify physically attacking conservatives unprovoked because Antifa idiots believe that they're fighting actual Nazis. The executive producer of Hunters is Jordan Peele, the black director behind Get Out, who has an axe to grind with white people, so it's not surprising that he would be involved with a series that fetishizes torturing and killing them. The left always accuse others of exactly what they themselves are guilty of. It's a form of psychological projection as well as a gaslighting technique. They're so detached from reality that they lack the ability for introspection, and they can't really see that they are the violent ones, while claiming that it's Donald Trump and his supporters. They are acting like fascists, accusing Trump of being one. They are the racists, spewing hatred of white people every day while claiming white people are conspiring to uphold the systemic white supremacist system in the United States simply because we exist. Law & Order SVU aired an episode about a character based on an amalgamation of Ann Coulter and Millie Weaver, who used to work for InfoWars. And in the show, the character was sexually assaulted by a suspected Antifa member, but because of her political views, some of the police investigating the attack wrestled with sympathizing with her, and the episode was titled InfoWars, so there's no doubt what the producer's intent was for making the episode. At the end, the final twist was the attacker might not have been Antifa after all, but one of the woman's own supporters, depicted as a vile white supremacist because he got upset with her after she had turned down his advances the night before when they met at a bar. The moral of the story was that Antifa are just peaceful protesters fighting against right-wing extremists, and while the victim was worried about them, thinking that they were responsible for her assault, it was one of her own supporters, the conservatives, who are the violent ones. The Law & Order SVU series usually depicts white men as the criminals, often rapists, and avoids storylines about illegal aliens being the perpetrators or Latino gangs involved in sex trafficking, even though the show is supposedly often inspired by actual events. And the producers are extra careful not to include very many black people as perpetrators out of concerns of supposedly perpetuating stereotypes about black men and crime. Actress Jessica Chastain once posted a link on Twitter to a Time magazine article denouncing Antifa, the left's terrorist foot soldiers, but then later posted a video tearfully apologizing after a barrage of social justice warriors and Marxists saying that she was helping Nazis by denouncing the increasing violence being waged against Trump supporters. She literally cried and apologized for denouncing violence against Trump supporters. While everyone is familiar with Trump derangement syndrome, the irrational hatred and fear of Donald Trump, during his presidency, for the first time in modern history, the chorus of Hollywood celebrities crossed the line far beyond their usual criticism and hatred of a Republican president into openly calling for him to be assassinated. Madonna famously said that she wanted to blow up the White House. Self-proclaimed comedian Kathy Griffin did that infamous photo shoot where she held up a decapitated bloody head of Donald Trump, which looked like an ISIS beheading. She also wanted to beat down Donald Trump's then 11-year-old son, Barron. At one of their shows in Mexico, Guns N' Roses brought a Donald Trump piñata on stage and invited their fans to beat on it. At a Green Day concert in Oakland, California, singer Billy Joe Armstrong shouted, well, I probably shouldn't repeat it, otherwise YouTube will probably take this video down because their voice recognition system will flag it and they'll think that I was making those claims, but he openly called for Donald Trump to be assassinated. Rapper Snoop Dogg shot a figure dressed as President Trump in one of his music videos. Marilyn Manson beheaded him with a large knife in one of his. Rapper Big Sean did a freestyle about murdering Donald Trump with an ice pick on a popular hip-hop radio show, all with no consequences, with the exception of some blowback against Kathy Griffin, with CNN dropping her as Anderson Cooper's sidekick for their New Year's Eve coverage. Actor Adam Pally, who starred in a time-traveling comedy series called Making History, told TMZ that if time travel were possible, he would go back and assassinate Donald Trump. Johnny Depp went even further, saying that someone should do it right now. Remember that? It made headlines, but he faced no consequences whatsoever. He wasn't dropped by his management company. None of his movies were pulled from the streaming services. Nothing. When Kamala Harris was running for president in 2020 before dropping out because her campaign ran out of money and she knew she had no chances of actually winning, she joked with Ellen DeGeneres about killing Trump. Robert De Niro has said numerous times that he wanted to assault him. Jim Carrey said that he had a dream where he murdered him with a golf club. Mickey Rourke said that he wanted to attack him with a baseball bat. After the Iranian government put out an $80 million bounty on President Trump's head, comedian George Lopez responded on Instagram saying he would do it for half that. While hosting Saturday Night Live, comedian John Mulaney urged people to assassinate President Trump like Julius Caesar. The list goes on and on. The atmosphere the liberal media created in the Trump era, where publicly wishing for his death became commonplace, incited numerous unhinged lunatics to attempt to storm the White House, break into Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Yet, with the exception of Kathy Griffin getting dropped by CNN as co-host of their New Year's Eve coverage, none of the celebrities calling for his assassination have faced any consequences. Not legally or professionally. None. But if a conservative makes a joke that hurts black people's feelings, or any gender non-binary people or members of the LGBT whatever community, then they're targeted for cancellation immediately. Hollywood is not only filled with degenerate hypocrites who hate everything that is normal and good and spend their time trying to poison our culture and undermine the very foundation of our constitutional republic, but let's be honest here, at their very core, they simply really are servants of Satan. If you like my serious reports like this, then you'll love reading my books. So order Hollywood Propaganda, How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture in paperback from Amazon.com, or download the ebooks from any of the major ebook stores, Kindle, Nook, iBooks, or Google Play, because that's where you'll find my complete uncensored analysis about all kinds of different issues. So head on over to Amazon.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.